Welcome to Tabletop Baseball Plus. As you can see, have an Apba game set up here. It is the 1957 White Sox against the 57 Yankees. Now the 57 White Sox, excuse me, are the team that I used in that Prairie Land 3 tournament over this past weekend. And so I thought it'd be neat to play them against the 57 Yankees. The 57 Yankees were not in the tournament. There were no World Series teams allowed in the tournament. So no 57 Yankees. I'd like to see, so I thought I'd see how they would do against them. This is an actual game, actual lineups from September 14th, 1957. White Sox won it 5-2. But having said all that, this is not going to be a normal Apba game, normal basic game anyway. It's going to be a hybrid game. And if you remember a while back, probably about a year ago, I did a video where I took the pitching change tables off the master game and incorporated them in with the basic fielding charts. And so a while back, I don't know, a week or a couple weeks ago, Sean over at Cards and Dice Tabletop Sports brought to my attention some boards that are out by Paul Marino. And it's these right here, where he's gone a step farther and taken the pitching change table and put the fielding on the same page. So you're not having to use both this, these pieces of paper here, along with the basic booklet. So I will be using these, and as you can see, I'm going to use the individual fielding when it calls for it. The blue shaded area, I'm pretty sure, is where the individual fielding comes into play. If you get any of these results here, for example, if you got 22, it's the catcher. So if your catcher's an 8 or 9, you're going to look in fielding 1. If he's a 7, you'll look in fielding 2. If he's a 5 or 6, you'll look in fielding 3. So it could be anywhere from an out, 2 to 3 put out. If he's a 7, it's a strikeout. If there's 2 outs, he'll reach base on an error. If he's a 5 or 6, it's first on an error on the catcher. It has everything. So it has your sacrifice, your hit and run, all there. And eventually, I'm going to put these in a binder, I think, so I can flip them a little easier. But for now, they're going to lay right here, and we will get this game going. A little different lineup for the White Sox than what I used in the tournament. I had Torgerson leading off, and I had Torgerson leading off. The reason I had Torgerson leading off is because he had a 403 on base percentage. Now Minoso had a 408. But he has a little bit more pop. He's got a 454 slugging. I don't know. I just put Torgerson lead off. He's also fast. And it worked out well. He did very well. Hit like 407, I think is what he hit for the tournament. So we're going with the actual lineups. And here we go. So anytime this, the left-right splits are going to come into play, we'll use those. Both pitchers are right-handed. Sturdivant is a righty and Donovan is a righty. So here we go. Aparicio, 64. 13 struck him out. Nelly Fox, 41. 28. 28's ground out to short. Sturdivant has a Y there, so a few extra strikeouts. 51's a 9. And so here we go. The first pitching change table check. So he's a -2 versus righties. Sturdivant's a 16. That's going to make him an 18. So we'll bring this in view here. So he's an 18, and we got a 9. So we come down to 9, and it's a 28. So it's ground out to short. If he would have stayed at 16, it would have been a hit. The bottom of the first, Hank Bauer, 21-30. And he flies out to left field. Enos Country Slaughter, 25-9. Versus righties is a -1, so that's going to make Donovan a 15. That may be a hit though, 15 and a 9. 15 and a 9 is blank. So that is a single. Slaughter is on. Mickey Mantle. The Mick. What you got, Mick? 14-30. It's going to be a fly to left, I believe. Big fly to left. 2 away. Gil McDougal. 27. Runner on first. It's going to be ground out to. It's going to be ground out to third. X would be a strikeout, but no X. So that is all for the first. Top of the second, Minnie Minoso. You know him. 31's a 9. There we go. He's a -1, so that may be a hit of 15, or makes him a 17. Looked like 18 was the beginning of the no-hits. So a 17 and a 9 right there. Blank. Single. Minnie's on. Brings up Jungle Jim Rivera. Had a good tournament for me. Few home runs. Homered twice in one game. 64. Struck him out. Matter of fact, I had one game where I had 2 guys going for the cycle. Torgerson and Rivera, I believe. 23-12. Runner on first. 12's a double play. It's a 3-6-3. Double play. Actually, yes. This is a team fielding check. And the Yankees are fielding 2. Still a double play though. 1-6-3. The Yankees turn it. So bottom of 2, Joe Collins, 43. 29 is ground ball back to the mound. Tony Kubek, 14. 30, fly to left. Elston Howard, 62, 26, ground out to second. Top of the third. Fred Scrap Iron Hatfield. Get a whopping 202 that year, 57, 41, 28 to ground out to short. Jim Landis. He hit 212 back in 57. 66, 0. Still got to check those zeros, but he's a +2 versus righties, so that makes him a 14. Still going to be a 0. And a 41, 7, and you don't change anything on 7, 8, or 11 in the second column, so it is going to be a single. Runner to third. My bad, there's nobody on. How about just a single? Runner would move to third if there was a runner on. So Donovan now the batter with Landis at first. I didn't mention this, but I am going to use the Master Game Stealing, which is very simple to use. You're going to use the move to first, MF +3, which is good. And then the catcher throwing arm, which is Elston Howard is throwing. He's a +5. So you're looking at +8. And Landis, first of all, he's a D stealer. He could steal. There has to be 1 or 2 outs for him to steal. There is 1 out. So he's a 30 minus 8. Make him a 22. 22. If you look at the stealing chance table, would need a 44 or less to steal successfully. So let's do it. 44 or less, 43, so sneaks in there by an eyelash, gets in there. So now Donovan up with Landis at second. 51's a 14, and he will walk. First and second with Appa struck out his first time up. 31's a 9. Minus 2 makes him an 18. We have runners at first and second. And he's an 18. Let's bring this in. 18. And way up here in a 9. It is going to be a 26. So we come down here to 26. 26. First on fielder's choice, other to third. So, fielder's choice. Donovan's out at second. Landis to third. Brings up Nelly Fox. First and third, 2 outs. No change on Nelly. He's a 0. 61 to 42. 42, first and third. Is that a hit by pitch? It is. Unless he has a hit by pitch 0. He does not. It would be right there, I believe, where that dash is. That's his balk is a 0. Hit by pitch does not have a hit by pitch rating. I'm going to say it is a hit by pitch. We have bases loaded, because if you look at some other pitchers here, he has a hit by pitch 0. They didn't give him a hit by pitch 0. If it was a 0, it would have been a ball 1 and a reroll. But he doesn't have a 0, so it's hit by pitch. Torkelson's up 56, and he strikes out. Talked him up. That's what I get for talking him up before the game. Strikes out with the bases loaded. The bottom of 3. Bobby Richardson, 14. 30, fly to left. Brings up the pitcher, Sturdivant. 32, 26. Grounder to second. So 2 away, Hank Bauer back to the top of the order. 53-15. That's a, I'll bring that into view here. We got 15 is going to be the left fielder. So we'll look at the left fielder. Minoso, he's a 2. So that's going to be, for the outfielder is a 2, it's going to be fielding 2. So 15 is a single. 15, just a straight up single. He does not get to it. Drops in front of him for a hit. So Bauer on with 2 away. Let's see, he's an F stealer. I don't believe he can steal. Only with 2 out and behind by 1 or tied in the 7th inning or later. There's Slaughter, 0. Still going to be a 0. So Enos, 23, is a 6. I still think you change on the 6s. We have a runner on first. 14, he's a -1, so it makes him a 15 and a 6. 15 and a 6 is blank, so it's a double. And with 2 outs, the runner will score. And there are 2 outs, so RBI double for Slaughter. He is 2 for 2. Single, double, halfway to the cycle. And there's Mickey Mantle. 35. Fouls out to the catcher. I believe. Fouls out to third. Or pop out to third. Yankees on the board though. 1-0. Top of the 4th, Manny Minoso. 40. 40 is going to be a foul ball. Reload. 60. Foul ball again. Strike 2. 15. 11. 11 is going to be an 11. He's a -1, but that'll make him a 17. But if you look across here, it's pretty much blank all the way unless you get way up here. 29 or 30. So it's a single. Now the basic game is a single stolen base. This game, you got to earn that stolen base. You don't just automatically get it. You got to earn it. C. Steeler only went behind by 1 run, tied, or ahead by 1 or 2 runs. He could steal. They are behind by 1. He's a 22, which is not that great. You got, again, we've got the move to first as a 3, and then Howard was a 5, so that's an 8. So that makes that a blah, blah, blah. 22 minus 8 6 is 14. So 22 minus 8 is 14. Let's stay put for now. Jungle Jim Rivera. He's got some pop. 26, 29. Router to the mound. First on fielder's choice. Why is a strikeout though? And Sturdivant strikes out Rivera for the 2nd time. Sherm Lawler, 12-25. Could be a double play. It is. It's a 4-6-3. If there was 2 outs, I might have stolen base. Tried to steal, but didn't make it that far. Double play. Bottom of the 4th. Googled. 64. Struck him out. 13. Joe Collins, 33 is an 8. I have to check that one out. He's a 0, so he's still a 14. 14 and an 8. Looks like a 30. So fly to left for Collins. There's Kubek. 35 is a 9. So a 9, he's a -2, makes him a 16. 16 and a 9 is blank, right? Single. Single for TB, Tony Kubek. Kind of a stealer, he's a D stealer. It's only a 20. Elston Howard, 16. 28, run on first. It's going to be a ground out to short. Could go to second or first. We'll call it first. 6-3. So top of the 5th. 1-0 Yankees. Hatfield, 54. 32 is going to be a fly to right. Jim Landis, one of the few pluses versus righties. 44 is an 8. or 44 is a 9. So that drops Sturdivant down to a 14. We just looked that up, didn't we? 14 and a 9 is a single. So Landis reaches for the second time. He hit 212 back in 57 in 96 games. Landis at first, and he did steal last time. He's a 30 D stealer. And he can steal. Let's do it. Let's try it again. So 30 makes him a 22. I think it was a 44 or less. 41. So he gets in there again. Second stolen base for Landis. Pitcher Donovan up. 14-30. Runner on second. Let's see. Fly to left. Runner holds. Back to the top of the order, Luis Aparicio. 35-14, that'll be a walk. So first and second with 2 outs, and Nellie Fox chance to drive in a run or 2 or 3. 51 is an 8. He's a 0, so he stays a 16. We have runners on first and second. 16 and an 8. Unfortunately, that's going to be a 33. 33 is a pop out to short for Nelly, and that ends the inning. Little P6. Bottom of the 5th. Still 1-0 Yankees. Number 8 hole, Richardson, 61-24. Ground out to, what was that, short? Yes, indeedy, 6-3. 1 out, Sturdivant. He will hit 43-29. Ground ball back to the pitcher's mound. 2 away, Hank Bauer. 22, there you go, 7. He's a +2, so that makes him, drops him down to a 12. 12 and a 7. Should be a single, it is. So Hank Bauer 2 for 3. And here's Enos Slaughter, single, double, RBI. Then he gets the triple. 54-32, and he'll fly to right field. That ends the inning. Top of the 6th. Now we do have the oh, where is it? Hold on. Time out. Okay, top of 6, Torgerson. 0 for 2. Come on, Earl. What do you say? 55 is an 8. He's a -2. That's going to make him an 18. 18 and an 8. It's going to be an out. It's going to be a fly to center. Fly to center for Torgs. Manny Minoso, 2 for 2. 2 singles. 65-35. Foul out to the catcher. Jungle Jim Rivera. 51-14, walked him. Sherm Lawler, 23-12. 12 is a ground out to the mound. So nothing doing for the White Sox. Hatfield will lead off. Bottom of the 6th, here's Mickey Mantle leading off for the Yankees. 12th. It's going to be a ground out to first. Or, yeah, grounds out to first. McDougal. 33-0. Still be a 0. 55 is a 1. Let's see. First of all, he's a -1. So it makes Donovan a 15. See if it's still a home run. 15 and a 1 is an H. If the pitcher has an H, it would change it. But he does not. Donovan doesn't have an H. So it's a home run. For McDougal. Big insurance run there. Puts the Yankees up 2-0. And Joe Collins fouls out to the catcher. 2 away, Tony Kubek. 1 for 2 on the day. And he'll foul out. So a couple pop-ups after a home run. The Yankees stretch it to a 2-0 lead, which looks pretty big right now. Fred James Hatfield, 66 is a 6. No change on a 6. On an initial roll of 6, there's no change on that, so it's a double. So leadoff double for Hatfield brings up Landis. He is 2 for 2. 2 singles, 2 stolen bases. See if we can single in Hatfield here. 55's a 9. And he's a +2. That drops down Sturdivant to a 14. Runner on second. 14 and a 9. Is going to be a single. Runner scores. S is out though, but I don't think Landis or Hatfield, he's not an S, so he scores. And Landis having a heck of a day, 3 for 3. 2 stolen bases and an RBI now. That brings up Donovan. He's going to try to steal again, maybe. Let's see. Let's double check. He's a D stealer. Let's bring that into view here. D stealer, only with 1 or 2 out, and behind by 1 run, tied or head. He can, so he can see after the 6th inning. Any number of outs when behind by 1, tied or ahead. Well, we're in the 7th. So he can definitely steal. And it's going to make him a 22, which is 44 or less. He's been barely making it, but he's been making it. Do we want to steal or do we want... Yeah, let's do it. 63. He gets thrown out. I was going to have him steal second, then I was going to bunt him over with the pitcher. That's how I drew it up. It didn't work. Now, do we pinch hit or do we leave Donovan in the game? That's the question. I think since the bases are clear, we're going to hit. We're going to let him hit 24 and he'll strike out. So 2 away, back to the top of the order. And Aparicio will fly to left. The White Sox get a run though. 2-1. Still within striking distance. Bottom of 7, Nelson Howard, 63. 24, grounded his third short. Richardson, 64, struck him out. 2 away, brings up Sturdivant, 26. 27, grounded to third. So top of the 8th inning. And I was going to check on Sturdivant's Fatigue. Fatigue is he goes down by 1 grade at the beginning of the 8th inning. And that's where we are, 8th inning. So he will go down to a 15. Nelly Fox, 15's a 10. 10 on a 15 now. So 15 come down to a 10. Oh, that's a 34. Wow, so he pops him up. 34 actually wise a strikeout. He strikes him out. He ain't tired. He ain't tired. Torgerson, 44, 8. 8 minus 2, so it's going to make him a 17. Since he's a 15, but he gets 2. And that was an 8 on a 17. Fly to left. So 2 away, Minnie Minoso strikes out. 2 Ks. Donovan goes down a grade at the beginning of the 9th inning. So he's still okay. Here's Hank Bauer, top of the bottom of the 8th inning. 63, fly to center. Enos Slaughter, fly to left. Mickey Mantle, he's 0 for 3. Hit 365 back in 57. 512 on base percentage. That's insane. And he has yet to reach base. 25, and he's going to go 0 for 4. Grounds out to second. So, nice job by Donovan holding Mickey Mantle down. Go to the 9th inning. It's the last call for the White Sox, down 2-1. Rivero, 24. 24 grounds it out to short. And actually, let's see here. 2 additional points at the beginning of each succeeding inning. So he's down to a 15, 13. Sturdivant's down to a 13. Going to try to finish it out. Lawler, 22's a 7. 7 on a 13. 13 on a 7. How about if we go that direction? Single. Excuse me. Lawler is a -2, so make it a 15. 15 and a 7 is still a single. Seven's a single all the way until you get up to like 29 or 30. So single. Okay, so Hatfield can't hit lefties very well. Let's see what the Yankees have on the bullpen. He throws right. Throws right. Let's see what kind of relievers they have here. Chance is not a reliever. Do they have any lefty relievers? Seacott. Byrne throws left. He's only a 7. And he's got a W. I don't want to go that route. Graham's a righty, but he's an A. He's a 15. Sturdivant's sitting at a 13 right now. Let's get the relievers up here. Bullpen. They don't really have a lefty. I mean, yeah, I could bring in Byrne. which would make him, if he's facing Hatfield, if they didn't pinch hit, Hatfield's a -7 versus lefties, which would make him a 14, which is a pretty good jump. Grumps jumps him up to a 14, but they would probably go to a pinch hitter. So let's bring Graham in. He's a -1 versus righties anyway. So Graham is going to come in. And they're going to look at, the White Sox are going to look at their bench. I had Doby starting that tournament. And I had Phillips starting. And I had Moss starting. He did had to have 100 at bats or more. He had 115, so it was all cool. I'm kind of thinking Moss has the highest, what is he, +2 versus righties? Phillips is a +2. Doby's a 0. Let's bring in Moss as a pinch hitter. So Hatfield's out. Les Moss coming in. We got Lawler at first. Let's see what kind of speed we have here. Kind of this, anybody that can steal a base. C. Beard's at 24. Still not that. Doesn't really excite me that much. He is fast though. I don't really have anybody that can steal a base. Is Lawler slow? He is. So let's definitely pinch run. Let's definitely pinch run with. Doesn't really matter. Let's go with Phillips. Phillips is going to pinch run. I'll put him down here, pinch runner. So he's fast. Lawler's out. Moss is coming in to pinch hit. He's going to stay and catch if they go an extra inning. So he's a +2. And he gets a 55 and 8. That's going to make Grimm a 13. Runner on first. He's a 13, and we come down to an 8. Unfortunately, that's a 27. And they're fielding 2. First on fielder's choice, runners out at second. X is a strikeout. You see right there, and he has an X. So after all that, he strikes out. So 2 away. We're not going to take Landis out. This guy's been killing it. Plus, he's a +2. 44-9. Should be a single. Runner on first. It's going to make him a 13. 13 and a 9 is a single. Runner to second. So Jim Landis, 4 for 4. And there's 2 outs, first and second. We've got the pitcher spot coming up. We're going to go with Larry Doby. Oh, 11 would have been nice, but it's a 12. 25 is going to be ground out to like third. First and second, right? Ground out to short. Grounds it out to short. A for effort from the White Sox. they're going to end up losing it 2-1. 57 Yankees proved why they were in the World Series. And they win it 2-1 in this Apba hybrid game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys like those boards. I do. I would suggest if you're looking for a little different, a little change with your Apba game, your basic, check them out. I'm not even sure where he got them. They might be on one of the forums, Apba forums, maybe. I'm sure it's a free download. But it spices up your Apba basic game for sure. Apba's not going to come out with a mid-weight game somewhere between the basic and the advanced or master game. So we got to do it on our own, I guess. The people are doing it, and I really enjoy it. So I'm probably going to keep using it. I love the decision making, the lefty righty matchup decision making type thing. So it definitely brings that into play a lot more. And the master game stealing, that's not a big deal. It's very simple. So that is going to wrap this one up. Thank you guys for joining me. Until next time, you guys have a great day. Take care, and God bless.